Hey guys, let's make some statement earrings using white glue and cardboard and some metallic paint. You got this. Hey you guys, so I'm sitting here drawing a template for our next earring. So you're going to need some cardboard or some cardstock, and I'm just making some butterflies, and we're going to be using some glue to make an embossed looking butterfly design earring. I figured we'd make 2 pair since we're at it, and of course once you cut them out you can match them up and line them up with your scissors. Let's get started. So you're going to need paint colors of your choice. You're going to need some earring bindings, some cardboard or cardstock paper. You're gonna need some metallic paints. Here I have gold and silver. You're gonna need a sharp pair of scissors, some ear hooks or jump rings, any size, whatever you wanna use, and some white glue. I'm using the Dollar Tree brand Jock Glue. I just think that name is so funny. And you're gonna need a paintbrush of your choice to put the glue down, and let's get started. Okay, you guys, so I'm ready to turn the camera around so you can see the little butterflies I've cut out. Now what I'm going to do is cover them with the the Jot glue. Or you can use Elmer's glue, whatever you have on hand. Then we're going to let them dry overnight. And then we're going to start, I'll show you how we're going to emboss them. But first we want to stiffen them up, okay? Okay, so what I did was I just squeezed some glue out on the cutout. And we're just going to spread it on with a brush like regular. I'm probably going to do both sides. So what I'm going to do is while I'm up for a little while, I'm going to go ahead and spread the glue on here and let it dry. And then we'll put another coat on the back because again, we want it to be stiff. And I want it to be stiff on both sides so it can adhere to the paint and everything that we're going to use. And if you wanted to be double layers of thickness, then what you could do is you could just cut out 4 matching butterflies and then glue them to the front and back of one another. But I wanted to make 2 pair of butterfly earrings just so we could do something different on each one. Not that I've ever done this before, but I trust the process. And so we're just putting a healthy coat of the white glue. And this stuff dries really quickly. I really like working with it. And then I have another project coming up after this. I know y'all like, where you get all these projects from? But I felt like this one, when I just looked at it, wasn't necessarily cut all the way out. So I'm putting them together so I feel like it's not cut enough in one little section. Let's see. I feel like some of this isn't cut out enough. Like it was one little piece still stuck in there or something. Let's see. Because you want them to be even, so let's check. I think this one's a little bit, the one on the bottom's a little bit larger, so we're just going to cut around it a little bit. So I had drawn it out, so I'm just cutting a little bit, and I was trying to cut it while I was watching the Super Bowl with my husband and the lights weren't on, so trying to pretty much cut in the dark. And then you could always shape these up some more too after you get them stiff like you want them. We can always go back and touch them up. You know, because it's paper. So perfect. So now we're just going to put some glue on them. I don't know, this reminds me of like doing arts and crafts when we were in preschool or what have you. Maybe not preschool, I don't remember that far back, but maybe kindergarten, 1st grade and stuff like that. Like, it's just the coolest thing to me. And I noticed that the ones I set up there that are trying to curl up, so they may do that. So you want to make sure to bend them back out flat. And then, or once they're dry, you can just sit them under something. Like I sat the ones I made the other day out of the paper and the toilet paper. I sat them under cans. So after they were dry, I just sat canned food on top of it so they would flatten back out. So here again, in thinking about it, I kind of want, let's see, I want them to be more solid in terms of, I want them to have a thicker consistency in terms of it being an earring. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spread some glue out. Ooh, y'all got to go to the thrift store today with my baby, with my Miriam. I took my twin sister too. We had so much fun. I got a bunch of stuff, probably stuff I didn't need, but I don't know, maybe. Yeah, it was more of a want than a need. So because I want this to lay flat, but I also want it to have a solid backing. So yeah, it does mean I'll have to cut it out again, but it doesn't matter. Ooh. But I want it to be thicker consistency. That's what I mean by solid backing. So I just want it to be thicker. So that's the blessing, is that you can decide, hey, I want to layer it so that it has a more girthy consistency. So what we can do too is, after I get the glue on here, is I can press it down like that to make sure that it sticks really well. Press it down, make sure it sticks really well. So that way you don't have to worry about it sticking up or anything. So press really well, get any air from behind it, and then that way it'll stay down. And then I'll sit that one off to the side. And then let's use another one. So let's put some more glue down on this one. And I'm just using the same oatmeal box we were using the other day. So what I'm gonna do is, on the back of this butterfly I'd already done before previously, I'm gonna put some glue on the back of there, just so it has a good coat of glue on the back as well. Spread some out. Same thing on the back of this butterfly. Let's put some glue. And that way we have like a really nice thickness to our butterflies. So we're gonna make them into earrings. You know, they just have some, they won't have weight to them per se, but they'll seem way more professional than just a paper cardboard butterfly. You know what I mean? They'll be more elegant. Plus, they're gonna be super pretty. I love the embossing idea I saw online. So, I already showed you the materials you're gonna need. So, I would say that this craft takes a little bit more patience, only because of the drying time, but you can speed it up with a blow dryer. Now, you do wanna be careful, because last night I put the t-shirt in the oven when I was making the llama earrings that we have coming up. And when I went to open the oven, it burned my eyes. I was like, what the heck? Because I thought it was non-toxic, but I guess anything you add heat to that's flammable, you gotta be careful. So note to self, I will not be doing that again. So I'm gonna wait for it to dry. Me and my eyes have a long relationship together. We plan on being together until Jesus comes back. And I know you plan to be with your eyes too. So I'm gonna lay this down. But I did see where you could speed it up using a blow dryer. So let's set that there. And then we're gonna bring the other one back up here. So you'll notice that it curled up, which I guess is normal. And I like how it's drying with like kind of this shine to it. So we're gonna let them dry overnight because we're gonna cut them out. So make sure they're not touching like in the seams or what have you. Okay. Perfect. So let's let this dry. These gloves really came in handy that Caleb gave me. So we're just gonna clean our glue off. We're gonna let that dry overnight and then we'll be back. Okay, you guys, so we're gonna take our glue because now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some raised like embossed dots. We're gonna have to let these dry overnight. So you could put the dots, like the glue dots. We just wanna make dots of glue. And you could put them straight down, but the thing is, the glue is not gonna let you, it's not gonna cooperate. So what you wanna do is just pour a puddle of glue here in like the center of just a scrap sheet. You can use a old plate, you could use a paint palette, whatever you have. And then we wanna use, you can use a toothpick. I may try to use my dotting tool. I just didn't necessarily want to get glue on my dotting tool, but let's see. So I would say my only concern is if the glue doesn't come off, but it should come off relatively easy. I'm just gonna try. So let's try a few dots. We're just gonna do, so you can do any pattern you want. And I think that I'm gonna do mine kind of in like a stitching pattern. Because remember, we're doing faux embossing. So that means we're gonna have like a raised effect. So you can control like the size of your dots just by how much glue you're picking up with the dotting tool. So I want the dots to be a little bit larger. So I'm gonna go back over them again. And I know I always say this, that they don't have to be perfect, but I am a perfectionist, I'm not gonna lie. So I don't know where I get that from. But you don't want it to run, so you definitely want to be cautious when putting it down, because I had to basically bend the butterflies back a little bit just so they would get their flat shape back. So the blessing is that, you know, you're working with cardboard, so you can pretty much manipulate it however you want. And I appreciate that about it being paper, because you can move it around. It has been a great day. It's been a long day, but it's been a great day. What did you all do today? I forgot y'all, it's Valentine's Day. What did you all do today? I cooked dinner. I cooked way too much food. I got carried away with the glue right quick. I made chicken over rice. I need to get that little piece of glue. So I'm not going to try to clean up the glue spatter I got over there, because I realized that I can paint black paint over that and cover it up without trying to wipe it up. So we won't fuss over that. So this one is, I'm being kind of messy. This one is basically going to be like some raised dots all the way around the butterfly, as you can see. And I think I want to do like a little dot pattern up the center of them too. Now keep in mind, I'll turn the camera around so you can see it too. But keep in mind, you have to match them up with the other butterfly too. And of course, that's where the hole is, but I wanted a dot right there. Now what you could do is you could do some lines in the butterfly right in here. Yeah, I feel like something is pollinating. I have no clue what it is. Because remember, we're doing embossing, so we want it to be kind of raised. So, meaning textured. I was looking for tax foreclosure properties tonight for a client. Can we say it was like looking for a needle in a haystack? Which is a good thing. I mean, you don't want people losing their properties to tax foreclosure sales, but the county, some of the stuff that they bought back from people on a tax sale, I'm like, y'all should have just let that thing stay where it was. Bless them. Not the people, but the county. Like, y'all don't even need to take those properties. I saw a property that had a 0.75 bathroom. I don't even know what that meant. I don't think I've ever seen a 0.75 bathroom. Okay, so this is really cute. So I'm thinking that maybe it meant that it had like a half bathroom. And maybe it was just listed incorrectly. I know I should not be trying to pick this up. Y'all know I'm klutzy. So look how pretty that is. And so what we're going to do is like, we're just going to do like, you can either use, this is called taupe. But of course, it's like a really pretty shimmer. So it's almost like a gold and a silver mixed. And then we do have a silver metallic. This is called shimmering silver. I got these from Hobby Lobby. And then this, I've had them. And then this is a gold metallic. You could also do a white, because remember I said I was going to do one of them in a white pattern. So what I'm going to do is slide that one over. And then let's put down a little bit more glue. I'm really pleased with this glue. Now, what I did find out was that if I would, I think I told y'all this earlier in the video or on another video, but look, so not this part, something else. So we can bend the butterfly back to make him lay flat. And I completely forgot what I was going to tell you. Oh, that if you mix the glue and the water, that it gives you a really strong finish on the fabric when you're painting fabric. And I didn't do that when I was doing the fabric for the llamas that you're going to see coming up next. I hadn't completed my little llama design yet. But the fabric tutorial I was kind of following to see how to cover fabric to make it stiff was saying that, no, it was a different video, but that person was saying that the way they got their fabric to be stiff was they mixed water and glue versus just straight Elmer's glue. Because what I noticed is that when I mixed just, when I used just straight Elmer's glue, that it left like a little plastic or kind of weird residue on the back of one of the pieces of fabric. Now you couldn't really see it, but because I could see it, I went on and glued that fabric to the llama fabric to some construction paper. So that way I'll just have to paint the back of the fabric. But I didn't like how it left like a peeled up residue from the Elmer's glue. So that was one downside to it, but other than that, I like working with the paper and I like working with the glue. It's pretty cool. I feel like there's so much you can do. And then I saw where they had colored glue sticks. Now I did see some glitter glue sticks at the Dollar Tree, but they seem really thin. So let me know if you all have ever tried those before. I didn't see where it would actually fit in my glue gun. So I'm like, am I overlooking something? Like, does that fit every glue gun, although it's skinny? I know that may not sound right, but for those of you that are experiencing working with hot glue, let me know. So this is coming out really, really cute. And we hadn't done anything yet but put glue dots down. But I just think it's going to be pretty. Oh, and then I had some other ideas too. Super excited about. Sometimes, so it's not, when I sit down, it's like all my ideas kind of, I don't know, have y'all ever felt that way? I have so many things I want to make, but also so many things going on in life, work just to get done, that it all kind of runs together, so I just don't know where to start. So sometimes I just don't sit down to start creating because I'm like, okay, I just feel so overwhelmed with all the other stuff I need to be getting done. But I also know that God has called me to do this as well. So shout out to my client and his mom. I got to meet his mom today. I'm not saying his name only because he hasn't given me permission to, and I didn't ask. But I know that he watches my videos. He and his gorgeous mama. I got to meet her today. She closes on her beautiful home tomorrow. I feel so blessed. So many of you all I've gotten to meet in person from YouTube. It's just so awesome. God totally shrunk the world with YouTube and with social media, which is just the most amazing and incredible thing to me. So let's get, I had an air bubble down there I was trying to fix. So one more line over here. And these kind of remind me of maggots. Don't know, right? The long, thin ones, I'm like, But that tells you I'm scared of worms, right? Worms led me to salvation. I think I've shared that before, but we'll share that in a different video another day. So I'm going to sit them off to the side. Actually, I'm on klutzy. So I don't know, I ran it together a little bit. I don't know how to fix that. See if I can get some of it off this way. That's why I shouldn't have touched it. Let's see. Well, that worked. So just take a little bit more of it off. Cool. So I was able to fix that, thank God. Let's put that over there. Let's just sit it down and leave it alone. It's already starting to dry, which is really cool. I do need to bend the wing back of the one I just did because they're touching, and that's because the wings are bent a little bit. So I'm gonna sit that there and leave it alone. So now with this one, not sure what we're gonna do. Let's see. We may do a few more lines on this one. So let's do a line down the middle. You know, like a traditional butterfly. I mean, I don't know what an untraditional butterfly. Right? What am I talking about? A traditional butterfly. But you mean, so like that one, I meant it had like wings and stuff touching. So because they're touching up here on this top one, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to keep them from being, I'm gonna go ahead and match the other one up as well. So then that way they match and we won't even have to worry about it. So rather than fight it, just go with it. So put a little bit more glue up there. So in other words, they were running together on that butterfly. So rather than fight with it, I just went on and matched them up. Let them go together. Okay, so we're doing like a little stamen down the middle. That's probably not the proper term, but just like a little stripe down the middle. So now let's completely outline this butterfly where he's raised along his little wing edge. And this is why you want to bend the wings back and make sure they're flat. But again, doesn't have to be perfect. And I just have my glue on some tin foil because I was using this tin foil the other day. I forget what for, but I was like, rather than throw it away, let's just put it to use. It's gonna be so cute. Okay. Let's pour a little bit more out just so we don't have to get, it's probably not even that we need any more, but more is more. More is better, right? Plus, in case it starts to want to dry your glue or whatnot, then that way you can keep it moist and all that jazz. Okay, so now that we've gone all the way around there, what we want to do is just do some raised areas. And we could do these raised areas in multicolored paints, which is what I was thinking about doing. Rather than just making it gold or silver or what have you. Okay. Now remember, because you're having to copy this over there and make another earring, I guess we don't want to make it too difficult to copy. Does that make sense? I could tell I'm semi getting carried away. Okay. I think I'm going to do a few dots and then we'll be done. So let's do a dot here. Let's do a few is 3, right? But I don't think I have room for 3 dots. Let's see. Maybe? So, I pushed the envelope there. Because now I have no clue where I can fit. Well, they don't have to match, I guess. Cool. Let's see. Because there's an extra one right there. Just don't know where I can put it over here. I think I'm going to leave it alone. So, trying to get that air bubble out. It didn't really come out. Let's see. It's a stubborn little bubble. I don't know why I thought about this, but this would be cute if these were all eyeballs. You know, like for Halloween or what have you. So let's just do 1 dot down here at the bottom just because. Why not? Okay. So it's already starting to dry, which is a good thing. So I'm gonna push it over here out the way. Look really pretty though. And then let's move this one over here to work on. This is the first time I saw an idea online that I was like, okay, I really want to try that. So this was inspired by a paper jewelry I saw somebody else do that was making jewelry out of cereal boxes maybe. And even though I've definitely made jewelry out of Cheez-It boxes, I'm gonna say I used a cereal box, but I know I did Cheez-It boxes for sure. And but I've never done this embossing method with glue. So super excited to try that. I'm gonna go ahead and do this whole side since we're already over here. Oh, for Valentine's Day, I was thinking, what did I cook? I made chicken over rice, if I didn't say that already. I don't eat chicken over rice. I like it, but I made it for my kids and my husband, my honey bunny. and I made stuffed bell peppers, but I actually didn't feel like stuffing them, so I just poured all the stuffing on top of everything. Did that. I see how that kind of ran together, so I'm gonna go ahead and run these together. So I'm making the one up top to match that one as well, because since it ran into that dot, you know, we want it to be the same. Temple is sliding over onto my earring. Okay. So let's go ahead and do this side. I should have bent the butterfly back a smidge more, so just be sure to bend your butterfly to make sure they lay flat. But again, if they don't lay flat and the glue runs, it just will add to the character of the embossing. It'll still be pretty. Embossing. It's so incredible how creative God has made everybody and given us all like our unique gifts and whatnot. I mean, everybody has a talent, every single person. I never knew some of the talents I have because they were untapped. And so I just thank God that I feel like I'm always learning stuff about myself and just, you know, what my talents are. But for sure, I love being creative. So let's go ahead and put a dot here. And then we'll do another dot right there. And then we'll do 2 lines. I think those 2 ran together, so we're gonna go ahead and make them touch over there too. So that way we don't have to worry about it. I think one more dot and we'll be almost finished. So, right here. And just to touch that up, make it even. So let's look at it right quick, see if we're forgetting anything. Okay. I'm gonna bring the other ones down and set them beside each other so you can see what they look like. And let's just pray they come out exactly like we want them to. At least that's my prayer. Okay, let me turn the camera around so you can see them.